You just completed an activity where you had to find the density of several cubes with the same volume. Now let's talk about how the mass, size, and arrangement of atoms and molecules affect the densities of metal, plastic, and wood. Each substance has its own density because of the atoms and molecules it's made from. The metal, plastic, and wood cubes that you measured each have their own unique density. In general, the density of metal, plastic, and wood can be explained by looking at the size and mass of the atoms and how they are arranged. Most common metals like aluminum, copper, and iron are more dense than plastic or wood. The atoms that make up metals are generally heavier than the atoms in plastic and wood, and they are packed closer together. The difference in density between different metals is usually based on the size and the mass of the atoms, but the arrangement of the atoms in most metals is mostly the same. Most plastics are less dense than metal, but can have similar density to wood. Plastics are made from individual molecules bonded together into long chains called polymers. These polymer chains are arranged and packed together to make the plastic. One common plastic, polyethylene, is made up of many individual molecules called ethylene, which bonded together to make the long polymer chains. Like most plastics, the polymers in polyethylene are made of carbon and hydrogen atoms. The carbon and hydrogen atoms are very light, which helps give plastics their relatively low density. Plastics can have different densities because different atoms can be attached to the carbon-hydrogen chains. The density of different plastics also depends on the closeness of packing of these polymer chains. Wood is made mostly from carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms bonded together into a molecule called glucose. These glucose molecules are bonded together to form long chains called cellulose. Many cellulose molecules stacked together give wood its structure and density. In general, the density of wood and plastic are similar because they are made of similar atoms arranged in long chains. The difference in density is mostly based on the arrangement and packing of the polymer chains. Also, since wood is from a living thing, its density is affected by the structure of plant cells and other substances that make up wood. Now discuss the following questions with your team and record the answers. To summarize, the size, mass, and arrangement of atoms affect the density of a substance. How might these factors work together to cause a substance to have a high density? How might these factors work together to cause a substance to have a low density?